Before the stages were lit, before the orchestras tuned, before the curtains ever rose. In 1920, two visionaries, Julius Hardt and Moshe Paranov, set out to build something extraordinary.
We're a program that's not just looking for actors and singers. We're looking for people who want to make something. We live in a day and age now where as an actor, if you don't know how to make something, like create something. So we're looking for creatives and storytellers, not just actors and singers. So we have a BFA program in acting training, music theater, and stage management and technical theater. We've created new initiatives that really get students to think about their stories and how they see the world, and using media, various forms of media to tell those stories. It's a conservatory training program that is preparing students for the profession. So, we hold professional standards like being on time, just holding the bar, raising the bar, because mediocrity will kill you. Right? It sucks the air out of the room. Right? And so we're just trying to help our students lift their professional etiquette, right, of what is appropriate and how to begin to navigate life, because you're going to be navigating a lot of rooms that you're going to be walking into. If we can create a foundation where we can create new work that gets seen beyond the heart of campus, then I think we'll be golden. Right? It will change the dynamics of what we're doing, that we won't just be looked upon as only a conservatory, but it's a place that new work is coming out.
What began as a bold dream would become the Hartt School, a place where artistry meets discipline and passion becomes profession. When the University of Hartford was formed in 1957, the Hartt School stood proudly as one of its 3 founding institutions, alongside the Art School and Hillier College, shaping a creative heartbeat that would define the university for generations.
The provost at the University of Hartford asked Malcolm to step in as the acting dean, and then asked me to be the director of the Hartt School. And very shortly after, I think a year after Malcolm was the acting dean, he was made the permanent dean. And that's how it all came together. The great thing about Malcolm becoming dean was that it gave him the opportunity to support the ideas that I had for the theater division, which were ideas that he had as well. But now he was able, as the dean, to help us implement some of those. One of the first was to find a space. And so we went to the Hartford College for Women, and they gave us a building there, 2 buildings in fact. And so we finally had offices and classrooms, and we actually built a theater in their cafeteria, but it was really a theater, and that was great. And then eventually we got support from the university to purchase the Cadillac car dealership, which eventually became what is now the HPAC. We went out and we auditioned, and we got 14 students to come. So we started with 14 students who ended up doing quite well. We got a Tony nomination, others are producers, directors, and then some of them have other jobs. The first big production we did was a production of Guys and Dolls, and these lovely young people that had been in this other program, which wasn't getting a lot of financial support at all, were gobsmacked and said, "Oh my God, this is unbelievable." And I said, "Well, this is the bottom. This is where we're starting. And from here, we're just going to grow." And it did. Over many years. I was there 25 years or so, I think. So that's how that all started. Well, we started with Malcolm and me and Malcolm's wife, Johanna Morrison, and then it grew and it grew and it grew from 14 students to what I think when we left it was 130, 40, 50, 60, something like that, and highly successful job placement.
And as the spotlight widened in the 1990s, a new chapter began. The theater and acting programs emerged, launching its first Bachelor of Fine Arts with the graduating class of 2000, preparing performers, creators, and storytellers to take their place on stages around the world.
I would say that the dividing lines between the various forms of art and entertainment haven't only been blurred, they've almost been completely erased. So now live theater bleeds to film and to television and to whatever's coming next, whether it's AI And it becomes important that students kind of flow freely from any one of these into another one, because theater is a collaborative art form, and therefore you're collaborating with whatever technical innovations is coming down the road. And I think it's important for us to teach as many of those possible, or at least give them the tools to understand it.
This is more than a school. This is a legacy of performance, innovation, and imagination. This is the Hart School.
I chose Hart for a couple of reasons. I think there are a lot of different programs out there for a lot of different people, depending on how you approach training. And I think Hart just spoke to me the most. I know as soon as I stepped into this building for the first time during my audition day, I knew it was a place that I wanted to be, and it felt like home right from the start. And that's always a good sign. And another reason is that I feel like Hart encourages you to be more than just an actor.
They gave me space to be, it's like the top. They gave me space to be me, and they gave me space to explore me. And there's parts of me that I really like about me, and there's parts of me that I'm like, ugh, girl, like, what is going on? Like, you know what I mean? They gave me space to be. And because of that, I have explored so many parts of myself that I never knew existed, and parts of myself that I never knew was there.
I chose Hart for the diverse training program. As far as acting goes, you get to learn a lot of different methods and find what really works for you, as well as take a variety of classes outside of just your acting curriculum. Like, I'm in dance classes, singing classes, as well as like film classes on campus.
One of the big things we teach is collaboration. How do you collaborate with people, whether you agree with them or not, so that you can work collectively to achieve one thing. One of the things we want to do is empower students to be able to tell their own stories, and the skills that come along with that, with clearly communicating your vision, with building a structure that's going to support that vision, and getting people on board to execute it.
I think the best thing it has done for me is shown me how important community is. I feel like theater and the nature of this craft is so about the people. It's so about the unit and the ensemble that I think it's really important for programs, at least in my opinion, to highlight the strength that people have with one another. And I feel like the Hart School does a really, really good job of exemplifying community values.
I did a show my sophomore year. It was a black box sophomore project, because we have these sophomore projects that we're supposed to do, and then we go on to main stages next year. And I did this original musical, R&J Fire on the Bayou, and I remember doing it. I played Benvolio, and I remember playing that and doing that show, and then all of a sudden, it's like all of these opportunities opened up, and all of a sudden they needed a person for this thing. And these were opportunities and jobs off campus. So teachers would pull me over to the side and be like, yo, can you do this? Can you do the stage reading? And all of a sudden I was in 5 projects.
I think one of the big things we do is we give students a sense that they can succeed in this work. We send them out with the confidence to do the work. And sometimes that's really what you need. First, you need to be able to believe that you can do it. And if you believe it, then you can do it.
I would say one of the main reasons students choose Hart is because of its legacy. We have a lot of students that have gone on to have careers on Broadway, on the West End in London, national tours, etc.
Students have said that they've chosen Hart because they think we're a school that has a community in it. There's a healthy competitiveness in our program, but there is also, people are very kind to each other.
I chose the Hart School because I could really tell the sense of community that radiated off of the people here.
I chose Hart mainly because they emphasized individuality, and I think that's so rare in a musical theater program. They kind of focus on making you into this person and what they view as success, and I think that's so subjective that being in a program where they focus more on who you are as a person and enhancing that rather than diminishing it and changing you really called out to me.
Typical schedules in the Hart School musical theater program are very jam-packed busy.
A typical day will have a combination of your main three, dance, singing, and acting. And then as you go on, it can diversify and get more specific.
My classes are pretty extensive. I take 6 dance classes each week. So I do 2 ballet, 2 jazz, 2 tap. I have 1 voice coaching, 1 voice lesson. I have a master class, which is once a week, where we sit for 2 hours with my studio and we sing songs based on the theme of that week. I have rehearsals from 7:30 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. whenever I'm in shows.
Additionally, you have to do a crew assignment your first year. So you have to assistant stage manage or stage manage one of the main stage or second year projects.
So being a sophomore, you're in charge of doing sophomore projects, and this means first semester you are assigned one project, second semester you're assigned a different project. I'm gonna be in the upcoming cast of Assassins, which is later on performing. But basically, the idea is you're performing inside a classroom in front of your faculty, your friends, your classmates, and it's basically to hone in on what you've learned so far. Yeah, it's kind of just like a learning experience before you get onto the main stages, which is like the big stuff.
I've been fortunate enough to be involved with a couple of different workshops of new works, including a reworking of Romeo and Juliet, as well as a new musical called Born Baby Boomers. I've also been able to be a part of several musicals like My Fair Lady, Rent, and Something Rotten, and a couple of plays as well. And I've even had the opportunity to present a couple of new works.
The things that I look for in a student is the fact that the student is true to who they are, as well as have truth in their work. And also that they have a connection to their work, and they also have the want and the drive.
One of my favorite memories probably is I had a student who literally would come into her lesson every week and yawn the entire time. And I was like, am I boring? Am I like, do you want to be somewhere else? Throughout the whole 4 years, she didn't get cast in a lead at all. But she never like complained about it. And she also seemed always willing to like do the work in class. She graduated and got a Broadway show. And she's now starring in a Broadway show.
I see my acting career taking me, hopefully, on Broadway. Not necessarily the end goal, but it's my goal right now. I think my end goal is to create something of meaning, which is pretty, vague, but hopefully become a composer one day, create my own content, and allow my stories to be told in different ways.
I have no idea where my acting career is going to take me. I've had no idea where I was going to go thus far, and I'm really excited to be along for the ride. I've just learned so much about all the different possibilities. I would say the most important thing about my time here, and should be the most important part of anyone's time here, is the ability to create your own journey.
My elevator pitch that I usually tell people who don't know is that it's behind the scenes work in live theater. So lighting, sound, props, set, all the elements that you see or don't see on stage that are not the actors is tech theater.
The idea of the program is to give students a really broad base of technical theater. So we get them involved with not only building sets and learning how to use tools, but how to make costumes, how to sew, how to do lighting, how to do sound.
I wanted to go to college for this because I wanted to get a wider knowledge of different aspects of technical theater, not just what I was most interested in or even had the most experience in. I think that's really happened here. I learned to sew. I know how to use a sewing machine, and I know a lot more about lighting now.
I used to be mainly in prop management, but I've gotten a lot more interested in lighting since I've been here, lighting programming specifically.
My favorite aspect of tech theater is the lighting. Here at the Hart School, not only are you getting hands-on experience with hanging lights, adjusting them and putting them into focus, but then actually programming the lights, running the cues that you've built, and then ultimately at the end of a show, restoring the lighting grid to what it was beforehand.
Everyone, of course, is looking for the actors, but they also don't realize how much work is going pre-production and during the actual show. We're also a very new program. Like, our major is very new. It's only 5 years old. We've had 1 graduating class so far.
It's a young program. It's still being developed.
The first group of students, just the excitement of working with them and seeing them develop. They have since graduated, which is kind of fun, but just seeing how they progressed through the program, that was the most significant for me.
The community and the professors really make it feel more established.
I mean, I feel like the most obvious answer is Debbie's helped me a lot.
Debbie Markowitz, who's the head of the Technical Theater and Stage Management program, she's just a great person to talk with about any issue I have.
Our professors for lighting and sound, so like Aaron, Chris, and Rachel are also very helpful.
I always bring it back to communication because I feel it is the most important aspect of technical theater.
It was a very niche major, what I was looking for, and I feel like this program really fit it the best.
I would define stage management as bringing organization to a creative environment. I always feel like it's a very gratitude-based process. Like, I'm very thankful that I get to be in these rooms and see all this work happen. It's great.
The concept of stage management was started actually when I first got here. They wanted to incorporate students that were specifically stage managers. We've always had acting students as the stage management, but their concentration was acting, so they weren't really interested. So we have always wanted to include students that wanted to stage manage, and not just in theater, but also for orchestra, for opera, for dance. Stage managers cover all aspects of the arts. So it just makes life easier for the program if we have students that can fill in.
I chose Hart because I really just loved the vibe of the campus, and then specifically for the stage management major, I really enjoyed the aspect that I could be working shows immediately as a freshman, and I just loved all the different opportunities that Hart gave me.
I started acting when I was little, and then I started doing tech theater at my high school, and that led to stage management, so I worked a lot in props and scenery, and then I stage managed my first show my junior year of high school, and I realized that that is really what I want to be doing with my life.
I think it means that the program can give the university something that they've lacked and could really use. With the amount of events that go on here, to have that resource to expand what we can and can't do, I think is invaluable.
It's given me a lot of connections within the theater industry. I'm about to start looking at big internships for my last thing, and I think I'm doing them in casting, and I'm very excited.
Thing I've heard from students I interviewed for the program is that we offer an internship, and we also have a connection with a touring company that we can get them in and have actual working experience as stage managers, and connections with Hartford Stage. So if they want to go get their equity card, they can do that through getting experience?
It's given me a lot of opportunity to work in a variety of different fields. Like I've worked on operas, and then I've also worked on theater shows as well. And just in general, it's given me a lot of opportunities to do a lot and like work with other groups. Like I've worked with TheaterWorks and with Goodspeed, and I'll be working with Hartford Stage next fall.
In one word, I would say community.
Organization.
Community.
Love.
Hartford Stage, TheaterWorks Hartford, and Playhouse on Park all share a common goal: to provide the next generation with early hands-on experience in their careers. The community that grows from the Hart Community Division makes all the difference in their productions. This partnership allows these theaters to expand their community, one act, one song, and one dance at a time.
We have a great relationship with the Hart School, with the faculty there, with Kevin, and we are looking each year to up our game in how we can give something back to the Hart School and how they can support what we do and allow us to be braver or more adventurous, because those extra set of hands often make a big difference.
From the Hartford Stage perspective, it's a wonderful opportunity for us to get to know the young artists that are coming up, the next generation of theater makers, and a way to be really involved with the University of Hartford that I think benefits both institutions tremendously.
It gives them an opportunity to work in a professional environment where they have to learn new rules and new regulations that they're not necessarily doing in their school.
Hart students don't just learn about theater, they're an integral part of the productions across all three. From actors to casting directors, having these real-world roles prepares these students. For the directors, this is an opportunity to witness students grow under esteemed mentorship, presenting them with the chance to enter their professional careers with real hands-on experience.
Our Hart students are working for us in different capacities. We've had them as assistant directors, casting agents, we've had them as actors, and currently we have some actors that are doing a tour for our TYA program, which is Theater for Young Audiences. And in that program, there are 3 actors and 1 assistant director, and it's been a great collaboration. We are happy to have them because we love the energy of the young people that are coming in with good ideas and great anticipation of what their future is.
At least 10 students appear on stage in our production of Christmas Carol annually, sometimes as many as 15. And those students dance, sing, act. They're full members of our acting company. We also have students backstage, shadowing stage management, working in props, working in technical theater. And this year we have additionally in other productions shadowing our tech leaders, some of the Hart Technical Theater students.
There are many ways that we engage Hart students here at TheaterWorks, and that is production interns, technical interns, front of house interns, crew, events sometimes. I think it's really important if you are a young theater artist to somehow get in the room. I think there's a responsibility for theaters to invest time and resources in the cultivation of the artists of the next generation. And I think partnerships between training programs and professional theaters are a beautiful way to do that.
I know that when I was in college, I would have just jumped at the chance to have sat in a rehearsal room, worked with the people that are coming through this institution on a regular basis. It means as a Hart student that when you graduate from the Hart School, you have already a fluency about the profession and you have names on your resume that few other graduating undergraduates have as a professional leg up.
I'm Orrin Wolf from Cleveland, Ohio. I went to the Hart School and I graduated in 2001. It was an amazing time to go to the Hart School the year I went, because like I said, we were the second ever class to pilot this new straight acting program as an extension to the University of Hartford and as an extension to the musical theater program that had already existed at the Hart School. My entire career as a theater producer was based on an actual specific set of experiences I had at the Hart School because of the Hart School. I went to Alan Ross and to Malcolm and I asked them if I could produce an evening of one acts in place. And I said, if you give me the space, I'll raise the money, we'll build the sets, we'll direct them ourselves. And this school, without a blinking an eye, just got so excited by that and gave us full permission, supported us from start to finish. And it was my first producing experience.
Hart is a really great place because it's not too far away from New York. So there's a lot of opportunities. Like I've definitely went to many auditions on the weekend, or just go to New York and explore what the city feels like, so you know that's the right place for you. And the dream of being on Broadway is not as far as you think it is.
There were 2 or 3 connections that really helped me solidly, that they could vouch for me. And that was something that I didn't expect. And so I honestly, I can't thank the connections enough. I know a lot of my other classmates as well developed great relationships through Hartford Stage and other regional theaters that Hart is connected with.
When I was a junior in high school in Massachusetts, everyone seemed to be turning their attention to college. I was not sure I wanted to go to college. But then in the music room, which was sort of the central hub for me, of course, in high school, there was a corkboard, and that's where, you know, the music teacher, Mr. Calcari, would put up all the flyers and such that would come in. And I never really took notice of them until that junior year. That flyer went up for the Hart School, and there was a music theater department. And I was like, wait a minute, like, you can actually do this for a career and people pay you? I think in your senior year of high school, you think to yourself, well, I like to sing, I like to act. I didn't know much about dance because I never took any dance classes, but I was interested in it. But then doing it every single day, and the way that when I went to Hart, the way that we were scheduled was almost like a triple major program. I would start every morning, Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. with dance, and then I would go until 11 o'clock at night. You're really in it. So I think for a lot of the people in my class, probably 2 years through that, maybe a lot of them thought to themselves, man, this is not what I thought it was going to be and not what I was up for. But I was like, let's go. I was ravenous. I sort of wanted everything. And I think that's what Hart gave me, was the ability to knock on multiple doors. Having that energy, I think, was my favorite part about Hart, and having teachers and professors that were connected to the business in a way that felt very visceral and like immediate and exciting. All those things really helped me keep the buzz alive. My favorite memories of being at Hart were how tight-knit our class was. We'd all sort of commiserate together, but we also would sort of challenge each other. And I loved the day-to-day at Hart because I had very little connectivity to New York City, which was the hub of, you know, Broadway and music theater. And we had these teachers who were adjuncts. So they were coming in for 3 days or 2 days a week from the city, and they would bring all of this news. They would be like, you know, did you know the newest composer? And I just saw this show last night. I had my finger on the pulse.
How do we connect with human beings? How do we curate their story? Right? And so it's those kinds of initiatives that we have been working on to get me out in the community. I'm out in the city, again, really trying to find young talent here, right? And also try to make it affordable for our students. And I know you all can relate to that, all right? So working on some scholarship initiatives and things like that. And just to give a shout out, we had a student, Scholar Wright, who's about to graduate. We did a spoken word workshop where he wrote this poem about gun violence at his high school. And I said to Skylar, I think you're the person. I think we've been waiting on you to tell this story. So this young man took a poem. It took 3 years. And last fall, it's called Heroes. He just wrote a full-length play exploring gun violence in high school. It's a beautiful piece about young people just talking about their world. If there was one thing, I'd like to develop a work and get it to Broadway. And not just get it there, but it becomes a successful hit. And we have a project that I'm thinking about producing. It's an adaptation of Romeo and Juliet, a musical that I've co-written with my collaborator, set in New Orleans at Mardi Gras, exploring gun violence. So the to take that classical piece and set in a contemporary setting and really explore it with the music, with the sound, with the festivity of Mardi Gras. Our students are working all over the world, right, in some great roles and capacities. And they've left this program and gone on to be lawyers, going on to be producers on Broadway. And I think with this new initiative to really help our students understand what they possess as creators allows you to think about how many lanes of revenue can you create. So we think about work. We're doing this training not to just train, we're doing this training to get employed and to make work. And so that's the sort of new standard of where we are.